Starting on page 1. From the heart of the Savior, 100 deities, Shita, on the peak of a cloud resembling a clump of extremely white fresh curd, King of the Dharma, Omniscient Losandrapa, please come here together with your sons. In the sky before me, on a lion-throned lotus and moon, my perfect pure Guru smiles with delight, supreme field of merit from my mind of faith. Please abide for 100 eons to spread the teachings. Your holy mind has the intelligence that understands the full extent of objects to be known. Your holy speech with its excellent explanations is the ear ornament for those of good fortune. Your holy body is radiantly beautiful with glory renowned. To you are meaningful to see, hear, and remember I prostrate. Pleasing drinking water, various flowers, fragrant incenses, lights, scented waters, and so forth. Oceans of cloud-like offerings, both actually arranged and mentally emanated, I offer to you the supreme field of merit. Whatever non-virtual body, speech, or mind, especially those opposite the 3 vows that I've collected from beginningless time, I confess each and every one with fervent regret from my heart. You strove for much learning and practice in this degenerate age, and made your freedoms and riches as meaningful by abandoning the 8 worldly concerns. Save we would sincerely rejoice in your extensive deeds. Perfect, pure, holy gurus, from billowing clouds of wisdom and compassion, the sky, the Dharmakaya, please let fall a rain of profound and extensive Dharma upon the receptacle of those to be subdued exactly as they need. May whatever virtue I have collected benefit the teaching of all transmigratory beings, and in particular may it cause the essence of perfect Losandrapa's teachings to shine forever. Sashi Poiki Joshi Me Tog Tamri Rabling Shi Ni De Gempadi Sangye Shindu Mi Te Owa Idu Konandak Shing La Chupasho. By the merits of having offered this mandala to the Lama Tsongkhapa and his 2 sons, may I, my family members, and all sending beings be able to meet and practice the exercise, the teachings of the victorious one Losandrapa, who had the morality of an eminently pure way of life, was courageous in the extensive conduct of the sons of the victorious ones, and accomplished the yoga of the 2 stages of supreme bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamiya Tayami. By the force of having fervently requested in this way, olive beams of white light are emitted from the hearts of the perfect pure Father and his sons, combining into one into my crown. White nectar, the color of milk, flows from the opening of the tube of white light, cleansing all my sicknesses, spirit harms, negative karmas, obscurating their imprints without exception. My body becomes as pure and clear as crystal. And so then we go to page 8, reciting this Lama Tsongkhapa prayer here three times. Mime se we te te chen re si, ji me kempe wampo jampo yan, du mu pa lu zhong we sang we dan, gan chen ten ben zhen gen Tsongkhapa, lo zan dra ble sa bla so wa de. Mime se we te te chen re si, ji me kempe wampo jampo yan, du mu pa lu zhong we sang we dan, gan chen ten ben zhen gen Tsongkhapa, Losandra ble sabla so wa de mi me se we te te chen re si ji me kempe wampo jampo ya lu mo pa lu zhong we sang we dang gan chen ten ben sen ken sang ka pa Losandra ble sabla so wa de. And then so over the page 9, swift return for Lamas over Rinpoche. Fearless teacher and assembly of the children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losam, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Munis' precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable, venerable Guru, to you make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of Victoria Swan's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and from other living beings who suddenly departed to peace, what a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth, the blessings of the ocean, three jewels, and the great waves of bodhicitta, the children of victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples.
Sanji Chedan Tsojin Chonum La Chancho Pardo Dan Jabsun Daki Chushi Jeban the Daki Rolampe Sanji Drubar Show Sanji Chedan Tsojin Chonum La Chancho Pardo Dan Jabsun Daki Chushi Jeban the Daki Rolampe Sanji Drubar Show Sanji Chedong Tsojin Chonum La Chancho Pardo Dan Jabsun Shi Jeban the Dagi Rolam Sanjin Drubar Sho Namo Lai Kedan Ladano Jingi Tribon Dana Mi Kenam Dana Kundi Janum Shizam Tamji Kedu Dagi Chuden Do Kangi Tuzuni Zone Tawa Tamje Pambichere Tambichin Dunze Padam Dela Chanze Lo. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good. You're new? First time? What do you name? Jackie. Jackie? My English teacher's name also Jackie. TEP university. TEP class, English class. Understand? Yeah, you. Shabadele.
Isla Shupitele.
Your name? Rebecca. I have one friend. Her name also Rebecca. She lives in Tasmania. What do you name? The first time? Many years. 2012. Before me. I came here 2014. Almost 10 years. Okay. Buddha and Bodh Gaya. 산지 좀 된데 pen lon이동 축제스 저거랬으라 lon이동 축제스 공래야 아니 공 자갈이야 제 자갈 총 되니 최냠는지 아니 사제들이야 아니 공 원부저거 상기월이스 라 도지된이야 원부저거 상기니 되니 농설이야 최대여라서라.
So the Buddha Shakyamuni is 2,600 years before in India. He was born and practiced and eventually achieved enlightenment at this place that is depicted. Geshe is holding up a place called Bodh Gaya. So, and there is currently a stupa there to commemorate this place. Lasula.
Digi kudi lo nitong progress res nitong la tanda doji den 초된 롬부치 나라로 여기 곧 데려왔어요. 초된 디 나라라. 그래서 제뇽인 제뇽을 만용인 디 나라로 열었어. 초된 디 나라. 고다티.
So the statue that is on the other side of this is a statue that is more than 2,000 years old, and it is located inside that stupa. So people that have been there, then they've been able to meet with this particular statue. But for those that haven't, it is located within the inside of this stupa. Lasula.
더 산지 공무수 슈비 카드로야 산지 콘다틴디 샤미 로지 요레스 산지 슈비 공무수 슈비 카드라 아니 산지 콘다틴디 샤미 로지 요레스
Ngula.
산지 시 슈비 카드라 산지 공무 마조고
Nasila.
산지 콘다틴디 샤미 요레 로지나 딘디직 셰고레스라 딘디 꾸치디 야날 딘디슈 야나 자보그 포라나샤 데니 드럽 페시 게버고 추가 딘디 당이하고 시마서로 안 딘디 질이야 아니 야나 자보그 포모치 데 아니 벽이 자보 손진 gem보그 아니 소말이야 덴탕바레스 자보 손진 gem보그 소마스 나와라
Zuma.
소마스 나와예
Hakuya.
자보 손진 gem보그다 사상치 창사 자버와 아니 갑투디 아니 자나 자보기 코랑기 포몰이야 냠바디 콘라티 테요레스 콘라사 침부디 제니 포모디 펠을 레온디 펠이야 덴디 슈치니 데니 단달라스 펠 피 자르사 라살이야 아니 줄라 칸세치 라간티 샹치니 디낭글이야 땡 쪼디 산지 좀 된디 콘라티 슈요레스
So during the time of the Buddha, there was actually a story or a prediction that was made that in the future there would be a Chinese emperor, and within the Chinese emperor's palace there was a beautiful statue, or will be a beautiful statue of the Buddha Shakyamuni. Perhaps it was in the 8th, 9th, or 10th century. Geshe doesn't know exactly. But the Chinese daughter, the daughter of the Chinese emperor, the princess, was to be a wife of the one of the Tibetan emperors, Tsultrim. So as a gift to the Tibetan emperor, the Chinese princess brought the Buddha statue, the Buddha Shakyamuni statue, when she came to Tibet. So, and at that time, in order to house the Buddha Shakyamuni statue in the capital of Tibet, in Lhasa, there was a great temple established in order to house this Buddha Shakyamuni statue. Lasula.
다 데니 손이 뒤 데니 손이다 단다 파르도 아니 지 배버 용수 조박이 처법에서 차세서 담문음 자사기 땡그조디 아니 산지 좀 된데 굿 차고 그랬어. 굿 차고 그랬어.
So from that time until present day, all Tibetans, this statue of the Buddha Shake Beauty has become a place of offering, a place of reverence, prostration, and prayers. So mainly towards this particular Buddha Shake Beauty statue. Lasula.
되니 유럽 쪽섬 주시라다 제르무치 페베라스 로투기 콘라 로투기 응라 아니 장골로 좀가 뭐 페브니 되니 산지기 추디다 시우지기 베 달벌 땅요레스 산지기 추줄 때다 베 시우 시우지 산지기 손잡이 너희 추술 가르리 응아기 추술 가르리 동안이기 추술 때 냠슬레 볼 때는 상칸르스 기구 예메기다 림바디 다 시부 시우지니 송요레스 제르무지 벨페니라
So in the 13th or the 14th century, during the time when Great Master Lapa Tsongkhapa, perhaps about 600 years before that, in order to, in spreading the Buddha Dhamma or the teachings of the Buddha, Great Master Lapa Tsongkhapa shared the Buddha's teachings with great clarity. Yeah, whatever consisted of the Buddha's teachings, such of sutra or tantra. So not only sharing it, but he also taught the stages in order to practice how to become enlightened. Yeah, so he taught very succinctly and very clearly when Great Master Lama Tsongkhapa was in Tibet. Let's
되니 라마츠가바 페니 라스 쭈글라 카망로 예비 땡그조 산지 좀 된디 꾸델이야 아니 꾸줄이야 시세르피 세르피 되니 링가 생긴디 링가 하고라
라디 상게
산지가 말 아니 산지 울이야 샤문지 된다 링가 어디 드드니 되니 손이다 쇼rum부치 꾸세디 차레스 조이신노 꾸세디 조이신노 따조 비기다 산지 이게 추구 롱쿠 트루쿠스미 유비나니 다 롱쿠 넘버세디 아니 차요레스 하고데 아니
롱쿠
되니 손이다 제rum부치게 마시부 손자에게 동하게 템바디 아니 쇼지기 다리오레스 다캡슈 종요레스 로
So Great Master Lama Tsongkhapa, when he was at the main temple or the Sulagang in Tibet, where this Buddhist Shakyamuti statue was housed or located, he made great offerings. Yeah, he made great offerings of gold and also the jeweled crown or headwear that you can see on the present day statue of the Buddha Shakyamuni in this main temple. So Great Master Lama Tsongkhapa made these offerings to the statue, and it was given the name the Buddha Shakyamuni statue that is fulfilling the wish fulfilling, or is able to fulfill one's wishes, So it was then regarded as being the embodiment of the enjoyment bodies of the Buddha, and having the nature of the actual Buddha. So due to these actions, Great Master Lama Tsongkhapa, when he taught all the sutra and the tantra, and it spread far and wide. Let's do it.
Tinza the Sanji Temba Tariagi Tsoksak Drubjan Yakshu di Sanji Kushanya di Yimba di tas Sivu Shuji Chongyoras Pelaya. Sanji Chomden di good Dende Shubani Chine and Pelaya Sanji Temba Tsuk to Yores. Sanji Temba Tsuk to Yores. And it Tindi good and it Shezer Puyala Soba, Ugin Puyala Soba to Chichinda, and it Pugun Nanding choose Lawandi. And it Nambi choose Shenlipe, Caperton Pavachi, Ding Sabo, Zama, and it Riba the Dambas. Ra, Mar Gaga Pavi, Nalendele Yubipe, Sanji choose Timamavadi, Peo Kanje Jonglaya, Su Tuyagi, Dujin Chigdi, Sanji Jomdendi, good Dendeshu. Tipi Chimbuchi, Tinyam Suchi, Ti Shusak, Zula Kanshan, or do Cheval Denny, and it's Peva Yon Stoba. Pemasaya Trux Lagore, and it Tamig is Sangam Namalaya, Namasanjivichu, Silla Wondi, and it's Achimbudan, Tebakiagi, Dugin Chigdi, Sanji Jomdendi, Goody, and it Dendishu Tubatan. Deep shooting Zula Kanshan to Yellow Sobata, Tele 2000 and the charts Joba Yellow Sobata, Danny, John Yores.
So really, in order for the spreading or the sharing of the Buddha's teachings in Tibet, really the best catalyst for that is making offerings and accumulating positive karma or positive virtue. So also purifying those negativities. So this is the best way in order to make those accumulations and to purify those negativities. So by making prostrations and offerings to this particular Buddha. So because of that, having invited this particular statue to Tibet, erecting a temple, then this really is being a catalyst or a cause for a great deep level of profoundness and the use of logic that in order to spread the Buddhist teachings in Tibet. So, and in particular, the Buddhist teachings following the Nalanda University tradition. So this as adding erecting the temple, inviting the statue, and making various offerings and prostrations and so forth, then these are all a cause for the deep and profound level of Buddhist teachings that were able to spread in Tibet. So you could say there were about approximately 6 million Tibetans in Tibet. And with the condition or the cause of this Buddha statue being invited to Tibet, then slowly they were able to consider the practice of the Buddha Dharma in the Buddha's teachings as something very precious, and then they generated a really deep sense of faith. So this is all due to this practice independent on the Buddha Shakti statue being there. Let's do that.
Teni ta 벽이 얇살라 열어 얇살라 다 벽이 샤쇼당 아니 탄섬 용수 줘봐 즉 벽의 용수 줘봐디 수준 메세 나올라야 테마직 산지 좀 된디 꾸든 제약이 두야게 매준 치기열스 니마다 변나 니마 아 nganzu pawa khonzu chinjung kalaya chiktung gubge sumju sodan shivju kalaya 1930 or 40
Let's do that.
갑자기 아니 nganzu pyo shalshoniya lasala drogo chona moda yo mares di moda tsawni yo ma moda lamga kore yo mares ta nganzu pawa khonzu pyo shalshoniya 아니 조rum 부지 제가 저랬어. 조rum 부지 콘주 공부하지 않는 로고 그랬어. 공부하지 않는 다왔음 공부하지 않는 로 조rum 부지 이제 아니 되니마 공부하지 않는 다왔 두 순정에 답በት 쉬우여랬어. 아 당한주 빠와디기 한주 빠와디 춘중콜이야 쇼rum부지 제가 로 쇼rum부지 된라야 소만음 답 마용니다 자상지 간주 부구치기어레스 간주 부구치 참말로 산지기 쳐라야 대바 쉬우여레스 다디 당예 참선 삼나 빠위 까드레셔스 빠원 로 쇼rum부지 된라야 로 만남 야부 잡아인자 코란 부구초인 바이네야 오늘 전에 쳐라야 대바 용이 딘디 총여레스 아니 빠오코란 메세디 부구치 열다이네야 간된된야다 지겨래 취해야지 빼 쉬우야고 치그레스 대사마 산지 좀 된디기 질랍 너르드나 산지 좀 된디기 질랍레샤스 라 조르무치고 꾼지 꾼 제발 때니 또 총여레스
So in Tibet, the capital is Lhasa. And in the other areas or the regions of Tibet in the eastern and other areas, there was a tradition or a custom that all Tibetans would make the effort to visit and make prayers, offerings, etc., to this Buddha statue in Lhasa, in the capital of Tibet. They would make at least once in their lifetime. So they would make a lot of effort in order to achieve this, yeah. So perhaps in the 1930s or 40s, there was really no possibility of taking a car, for example, from eastern part of Tibet to the capital, because there were no roads, yeah. So in Geshe's case, his father, what he said that he would like to go and see the Buddha Shakti statue in Lhasa, in the capital of Tibet. Now, in order to do that from their area, it took 3 months in order to walk there. So this is something that's really quite amazing. So even though Geshe's father had a number of young children, 10 children, but due to his deep faith and his conviction that he made great effort in order to visit this statue of the Buddha in the main temple in Lhasa. So he made prayers and offerings and so forth. And then Geshe was really able to observe when his father returned his deep faith and reverence in the Buddha's teachings. Yeah. So even though he had a lot of responsibility, having many children, but he Geshe was able to see his deep faith that his father had in the Buddha. So this is really all about the blessings that the Buddha Shakyamuni is able to give, yeah. And in particular, if one is making the effort in order to visit with this particular statue. So dependent on, in brief, dependent on the blessings, then all of this is able to happen or come about. That's all.
Teni ta thakrimbu ni chorumbuji jega yongni dawa mambu komba gyamni pigita ani lasal ledi mutsu kharchi warsna lasal lebatang kaptu chorumbuji jeganro gores chatongu yomare kalasagu yomare tangbu chorumbuji jegores chorumbuji jechi mulam gyap teni tsuyong chatong kalasa lele ani ngangsu chegores.
So even though they've traveled a long distance, perhaps many months, in order to visit and arrive at Lhasa, where the statue is, but rather than going to have a cup of tea or eat some food, they would go directly to visit the statue of the Buddha Shakyamuni. And then after visiting the statue, then they would then go and have some tea and food and relax. That's all.
Tadini nga nidong chubshiki chinda jebi tari nishu thangbalan denjor wasra.
Chinda kare?
20th August
August.
2014.
14. That's it.
Yes, I came here. Ani ta kasa kalan drodi ki tsambala ani sanji kuti kasa kalaya yuksha judochi.
Yuk.
Lamga surla shagdo, kambi gondram la shagdo, sanjo gondram la shagdo. Ani sambadina be kibudoji choma sonsi. Ah, ani kashigi ta chik second hand tindila ya, ani zonya shaya dawada, yuk shaya dawada, tindi mambu je sonsi. Ani ngi mambu chik huyins, nyoba yins, ro nyo. Ani chik saja zama la ya shaktu ya sha. Pena nga Tasmania la chik drodira. And one day I went to Tasmania and I went one shop, second-hand shop. Kunzu second-hand shop di Guandram de la tembu kusum shash dog tembu ku chigla peshi kilo nizo sarira sum shash chigla gomu sum songaresa. Each piece $35. Ani ngi nyuimba ngi lui Tasmania re da. Ani dilui che ti nyu che nga desa jora nga desa amachi Susan house ani ngi konzo tsala keni kunda chi konzo la temba ni nga tsu yong di Tasmania tsong di namru na keoi jigo pe chen ngi tsu denden shi ro chi ngi thobo ji la te kope gasra ta odindi chen ani nima chi nga you mandi says sajajara you mandi market says you mandi la chidra. I went to you mandi and they have one restaurant. In the restaurant they have one toilet room. Toilet nanglola pigi lagba chisa ge towel yoro dikwansa di la ya tembu kuch soche 텔레야 아몽지 끈지 텔레 라마시사 트래블 끈거들 나 베뉴스다 anga tsuyo ange jinda de kuchis pigi kyanang travel kansa di jebu ja chona nge sawa nyogos kyanang khandaj gona kunda de ngal tero chis iko laimba kuteg mari ku jebu ja gosa jebu ja go ina ko di kyanang nyomo go ko di kuteg mensa
Okay.
he say he
How
can
did
change but no give me.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's her. That's her. So Geshe arrived in Australia at Chidresic in the 20th of August in 2014. Yeah. And as he began to go to different places in the local area, he actually observed and saw that many people place Buddhist statues in various different places. Yeah. So actually, he was really sort of a little bit surprised and slightly unhappy to see some of the locations that these Buddha statues have been placed. Yeah. So he saw that. So he So when Geshe went to Tasmania, yeah, he saw that there were 3 Buddha statues in a second-hand shop. Yeah, so he bought these 3 statues. They were made of stone, so they're actually quite heavy, perhaps about 2 kilos or so forth. And they were $35 each. So he bought them and gifted one to the lady that he was staying with, Susan. Yeah. So, but he brought the 2 remaining statues, even though they were quite heavy. He invited them back while he traveled on the plane, and he also gifted another one to a friend of Geshe's who was really very happy to receive it. Yeah. So, but then on another occasion, when Geshe was visiting Yamahanti market, there was inside this market, there's a restaurant, and within their bathroom, usually where you dry your hands, there's a towel, and in order to hang up that towel, there's a little hook, yeah, and the image that is attached to the hook was a Buddha statue, and Geshe felt really quite dissatisfied and a little bit unhappy when seeing this Buddha statue there holding up the hand drying towel. So he approached the restaurant owner or the person that was with Geshe and requested that the towel holder be changed. Yeah, Geshe would, buy a new towel holder, and Geshe would request that he take the Buddha statue. So, however, they did not agree to giving it to Geshe, but they did indeed exchange it and swap it out. That's all.
nga sanjala dora chimbadanga dora nga bi besen kan ma deon di tembe ko di jeso chimbadanga san na jeso ko je chimba chun tang tu ma sa dewu che chong ma so
That's it. So, one time, when Geshe was going to use the basin in the bathroom of a toilet, he saw a Buddha statue, and really feeling quite uncomfortable, he was unable to use the bathroom. That's it.
dindije tinzang tangi sam na lo ya 다 배워 참 조롱 붙인 제가 두고 그랬어. 조롱 붙인 제가 두고 그랬어. 다 오스트레일리아기 명망기 조롱 붙인 제 두야기 탑시 이거 말하다. 되는 얘기 따지지는데 오스트레일리아에 있던 링텐 디 나올라야 조롱 붙이 꾸치 한번 더 왔어. 조롱 붙이 꾸르지요 말했어. 된상이 조롱 붙이 꾸지 상고도 왔어. 말은 쌤은 당이 조롱 붙이 꾸지 상진 오스트레일리아기 미상이 제 두야기 탑시 제와는 야차자다만 미수야 소놈 사그릴라야 나라야 소놈 야부지 사사리 삼니다 되닝이다 조르무지 꾸지 샹고 삼당한 로데기 요레스 가드로나 안타 조르무지 꾸지 샹와일라야 베나 링아지 소고 존나 텔야 아니 겐차 담다 고고 요레 티치디 땅이 겐차 조르다 마웅방이 조르무지 꾸델야 펜야기 겐차 디는 토마는 이 테스트 뇨고레스 뇨고요레스 아니 니마 찔랑아 단다 겐토니 golden golden yeah golden he teach me and diving class yeah and then one day with Gordon I went to some shop I say I need buy this. He said, why you need buy this? You are monk. Oh, monk, why you need this? I said, I need making Chorumbuchi statue. And he asked me, how much Chorumbuchi statue need? I said, maybe 1 million. And he said, this is your dream. Can I milam resa gongala? Yes, but inaya tininga tu cheni tininga ni donyu samla 2023 aninga jagala doros I went to India then that time I met one group, a Korean group and I shared this my
dream. Dream.
Of my
Wish.
I shared this, and then the group is very happy, and then group said, "No problem, I help to you." So before I shared to Lama Soba Rinpoche, and Rinpoche said, "This is very, very important, and you give me receive, I give to you money." Rinpoche said, and the next day, I shared this Korean group. Korean group said they pay for me this statue for statue's money. And teningi kunzu Korea kunzu la ta gondangi lamagi manzu lamagi kongin nangin segdus. Silai bani kunzu testi and lopomdo chonsora. Aningi yanja rumbuchile shuimba Korean group to song kunzu segdus. And the rumbuchi takdari kunzu la kogab the teshos. And rumbuchi kunzu la kogab the teshos. 간지 쇼rumbuchi ko shanyagi rogba nga rasares tangi malom din digdo ta dandangi ko shangi yos ko kangla kanzamchi yacha trugju dunju tsariyores in India shangores tanda konzu ko shangi dingala ya chenda gebe damju gube they say end August or beginning September 데레 펩투가 레와요레스 최종의 미들 시요레스 곧 최종의 미들 시요레스 된서 당이 마음바 로카시지 나로라야 오스트레일리아 용수 조바기 쇼rum부지 곧 제투야지 니 소그레스 라
So why Geshe is sharing this with us here. In Tibet, there are many old people. They make the effort in order to meet with the Buddha Shakti statue here. But really, in Australia, there's not much opportunity to meet with this particular Buddha Shakti statue here. So Geshe feels that it would be very beneficial to build or invite this Buddha, this type of Buddha Shakti statue in order for all those who meet with it to generate and accumulate positive virtue or merit here. And Geshe himself would also accumulate a great amount of merit or positive karma. So once the statue, the Buddha Shakti statue is there, then we can, the Geshe can create the crown or the head ornaments and the other ornaments that are made of various jewels and so forth. So in future, when Geshe goes out shopping, when he sees that he has this wish to buy these particular jewels. So when Geshe was out shopping one time, Venerable Tony knows he was with Gordon. Gordon teaches Geshe to drive, yeah. So they were out shopping, and Geshe indicated that he would like to buy some precious jewels, And Gordon said to Geshe, "Why do you wish to buy something like this? You're a monk, yeah." But Geshe replied that it's for this Jowo Rinpoche, or the Buddha Shakti statue that he wishes to complete and bring to Australia. So, but really, and Geshe, so Gordon asked Geshe, "How many do you require?" And Geshe said, "Oh, about 1 million." And Gordon replied, "Well, this is your dream, yeah." So, but in 2023, Geshe, when he traveled to India, he met with a group that were from Korea, and Geshe mentioned this wish of bringing this particular type of Buddha Shakti statue to Australia, and they indicated that this would be a great project and that they would like to assist in whatever way they could. So while in India in 2023, Geshe also met with Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and Lama Zopa Rinpoche indicated that this was a very virtuous project, a very important project, and that he would assist in funding this project, yeah. But when Geshe then went back to the Korean group, Geshe said to them that he's spoken with Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Lama Zopa Rinpoche has indicated that they will assist. They were clearly a little bit disappointed to hear that they were unable to assist. So then Geshe went back to Lama Zopa Rinpoche and explained that there is a Korean group that is willing to assist, and Lama Zopa Rinpoche said that the opportunity to help with this project should be given to the Korean group. So really, even though this may have been a dream, yeah, then the Korean group is helping build this Jowo Rinpoche, or this particular type of Buddha Shakti statue, and it's about 70% complete. It's being constructed in India. So, and they mentioned that it should be completed and hopefully arriving by the end of August or early September. So they have this wish or hope that it will be here in early September at the latest. So the statue itself, the size is approximately 4 meters in size. So this statue would really be a great benefit for the future of all Australians, and they'd really be able to take the effort or make the effort and take the opportunity to visit with this specific type of Buddha Shakya Beauty statue called Jawa Rinpoche. That's all.
nga medagwarwas. I'm impermanent.
Oh.
Very, very impermanent. Couple of years, couple of years, maybe tomorrow, who knows? But this statue, I'm sure 1,000 years stayed here in Australia. More than 1,000 years. Tinzang, Mount Big, that Murablia, any Australia, Mamangi, Jetuyagi, Sanji Chomdendi, Kuch, Pevres, Tell Danny, Australia, Mimang, Samgam Nalaya, number Yinkaro, Mankaro, Keba Kanyo Maris, Mamang Samgam Nalaya, gave Pasha, Keber change Shayadi, Geshe Gatamaris. Geshe Gatamaris.
So Geshe started off by saying that I am impermanent. Yeah. So really, perhaps maybe a couple of years, we really don't know when we'll be gone. But this Buddha Shakya Beauty statue can last 1,000 years, more than 1,000 years, if it comes to Australia. And from now until many generations, there will be many generations of people that will be able to visit and meet with this Buddha Shakya Beauty statue, and it will be of great benefit to the population, regardless if they're Buddhist or not, because they'll be able to develop a very strong positive karma or virtuous imprint, and it will be of great benefit. Let's hold on.
Tadindi Itza Chimbu Sanji Chomdendi, the Luniton Tugi Konaya, the Jagalaya Peveros. Jagala Pevni, Kongo Judge Chadanch Shuros. And in Gomba Zoka Lamotelaya, Gomba Zoka Lamotelaya, Carison Yorislardi, Nga Gomba Zotsa with jealous, Nga Gomba Zotsa with jela, low sheep jag jeso. Nga Gomba Zone, low sheep jag jeso, Jagalocho. Jagalocho. Yeah, and Gelong Yungris, Gelong Pande, Senlaya, Gelong Paldandemach, Gelong Samjimikavi, Gelong Tembi Jinju, Gelong Yungris. T. Milaya, Ludu Segres, Mahumba, Nan Gombazon, Lo Shibjag Jelaya, Jagalojolaya, Gelong Mandawaji Yungri, Kongi Senlaya, and Ludu Segres. T. Gelong di, Tinning Ni Tembadi, Ni Shejavi, Tsultrim Tipe, Sevuchini, Yanja Caransolaya, Ten Yungris, Zambul in the Nalaya, Son Yungris. Dindi Longdin Jores. Dindi Longdin Jores, Ra.
So the very precious Buddha Shakya Beauty, 2,600 years ago, was in India, and in his early 80s, the Buddha Shakya Beauty passed away, but before passing away, the Buddha Shakya Beauty said that after my death, about 400 years after my death in South India, there will be a special individual, a bhikshu or a fully ordained monastic, somebody glorious and understands what I've taught. So, and they are called Nagarjuna. Yeah. So 400 years after the passing of the Buddha Shakti, the Buddha himself predicted that there would be a special person, a bhikshu, a fully ordained monk called Nagarjuna, and would show the stateless teachings with great clarity. It would show you or reintroduce you all to these stateless teachings. Yeah. So this prediction was made in regards to Nagarjuna. That's it. That's it.
Tagara lo shivji jela ya gombulu drup heviores. Jaga lo shola ton gombulu drup. Ani gombulu drup jaga lo shola ya ton tini. Ta gombulu drup lorgi mambu yore. Anzu shutu martini chini. Ani nalendela heviores. Nalendela pevche lobnyer na. Tini nalenda university pe ani direct lega chendo asira. Chale nando. Chale nang chini. Ani direct chale nangi la ya ani chi loma la ya ani pechati ya chöshe ya tu shejin da ani nalen de university tan zambling nanglo la ya da tinti university da chomanyo wa chi maung bala ya choya meju tinti university ya budi ani gombulu gi roba che yores taro charo nan ti chi yores.
So specifically 4 years after the Buddha Shakti passed away in South India, Nagarjuna was entered life. Yeah. So there are many stories and there's a lot of history associated with that, and we don't need to cover that now. But Nagarjuna went on to study and entered into the Nalanda University and studied and also became the director of the Nalanda University. So, but as he worked in this position, he also taught students texts and so forth, and studies the teachings of the Buddha. So the Nalanda University is really an unequaled or unmatched university in our world, something that was never seen at that time and never will be again in the future. Really a very renowned and glorious university. So Nagarjuna worked at this great university called Nalanda. Let's say.
Teni tan gombulu drugi nalenda gi tsebe taji ani jaga nanglo la ya ta chodin shanya ri kundra shanya ri gomba shanya ri ani lomnyer kan tsu ya la so ba pe temba la ya chawa jachim bu shuchin ze yores lega mambu shuch che yores tan gombulu dru khona tawa ji re kanya yo mare ta khona ya penju roba chingendi kabtu di gyabu chi yores gyabu di mila gyabu dejo sambo sekda gyabu dejo sambo king dejo sambo his name king dejo sambo kongi gombulu la ya ani penju roba chi yores penju roba chi yores.
So glorious Nagarjuna well at the University of Nalanda, and he also worked on many great projects. Yeah, he erected the stupas, various statues, various learning or educational institutions. He really undertook many different projects. Yeah, but Nagarjuna himself was a monk. He didn't have access to resources or finance, yeah. So these resources were given by a king, King Dechusampa in Tibetan. So,
India.
yeah, Dechusampa, he Pekera, and it such
백의 민래자
네.
야민이 하고마서
Ashoka?
아쇼카
Di lokre.
아쇼카 말 아쇼카
Di lokre.
제제라라
Di jala. So, I'm not sure of the English or the Sanskrit translation, but the Tibetan name is Dechisapo. So this particular king of the time that was contemporary with Nagarjuna, he supported Nagarjuna by financing and providing resources for these petty great projects. Lasula.
단데 공부르르 송 나노래야 갸볼라 땀 rumbuchi 창와세 엄마 린친 창와세 저라 엄마 린친 창완디 갸볼 텔라야 이게 꼴샤 주시레스
네.
아 갸볼라 땀 rumbuchi 창와세 도스 공랑기 있다 진다 체딩이 갸볼 텔라야 이게 땅셔죠 디 단다 엄마 린친 창완디 디차고레스
So, Glorious Nagarjuna, due to the kindness of receiving this support from the king, out of repaying that kindness, he actually composed a text called the Precious Garland. It was written as a letter to his king that was the sponsor and the financier for Nagarjuna. That's all.
데니 공부르르 디치 송요레스 갸보드다 저단 갸보레 고랑이 진다레 데니 갸부 캐랑기 자와카리 지긴 바이나야 데 마망기 쳐도 내가 치고 그래 야스 경고 그래 임바이네 자와카리 지긴 바이나야 아니 시행기 속 마치스 속제 내가 싸우는 마치스 로 갸부 쳐지 속주 만지지 교권 라 손 신도 방스 매참 로그라 다 야보인자 춤제 제고라다 로 무망기 따베 농주 제바이나 팀 땅야라 소바 제고리네야 속제도 자원이는 마치 속 마치 팀 셴바 예바 카르당 거지는 속 마치 속 속리 자체지 미숙한 요 말이스 랑기 채소를 자체지 미숙한 요 말이스 오물루 디송 요레스 데 산지기 추 님부 디레스 로 체험해 봤대 산지기 추 노르드나 체험해 봤더라스 체와 체슈 도슈디 속을 내봤다야디 체와 딜리 두가지 체와지 요 말와스 딘자 곰불루기 갸볼라 송디야 속주 만세스 로 산지 좀 된데 간조 따지 아니 베나타 동바 난디네 체네 아니 속주 방고레스 송대야진다스라 데다 산지기 추다 아니 난기다 지 잠지기 춘된다 체슈디 속주 방비 동발랭고야티 어디 차고레스
Any the Gilberte, any Tim Sukere, any Pip Hangla, any Sokpachipa Tim Sorotang, any Gilborang, Sokpachipa Gilborang.
공부르기 야보들 캐랑기 미수치기 속제 마치 속 마치
Any Tim Mipangi.
팀 가리네 땅초를 내 예바 땅초로 이내야 팀기 예바라나야 속제야 팀데 자원이 마치
That's it. So, Trang Tang, Mipang Sabalo, and it's Sok Machiba.
속 관계 속 마치 미수치기 속 마치
That's right. Okay, so the great glorious Nagarjuna said to the king, his sponsor, his person that gave resources, whatever work, whatever activities that you engage in, your role is to be of benefit to the public. but specifically, you as the king do not take the life of another. So because the life of another is so very precious, yeah. So not only you yourself refraining from taking the life of others, but also to create rules and regulations so others do not take the lives of others. So because life in general is very precious, yeah. So this is what the Buddha Shakya is really encapsulates in his teachings, is this non-harm or non-violence, yeah. So great glorious Nagajuda, he said to the king, refrain from taking life, yeah. So this is really in the beginning, when the Buddha was first advising others, he advised particular actions for people to refrain from. And those actions from the outset started by abandoning or refraining from taking the life of others. Azula.
Finish. 나 깨져 줬어.
Geshe says, thoughts sharing is finished, exhausted.
아저저 딘디저다 땡고니 도서 상담에는 배 양생 보여res. 라 산지 좀 된디 배 최 딘디 송 딘디 롱덴시소 그 고물로 줄라 소바 배 아니 나란다 유니버시티 쭉 딘디 배다 최 돌아야 로종시 제 딘디 디나니다 디나네 아니 켄지 시월초다 아니 레변 까말라시라 데니 조제라 소바 단 난렌다기 케바 삼기 메게바 틴디 리지 아니 펠레페 아니 펠레야 산지기 취들라 데니 페바 속이 배우기 야부 코랑기베 아니 로바 체체 라 배우기 야부 코랑기 아니 배기 취 개긴라야 로바 체치느라 아니 곰바자야리 고송투데 샹야리 아니 테니 페비 미망부치 자와 망부치라 자와 망부치다 아니 로션시 리바야부 장부틴디 아니 야갈야 땅 최장야 야갈기 레저기 깨장야 땅 군주기 레저기 깨다 최장전에 아니 야갈기 이톨 예비 아니 산지기 최요 소바디 베이 톨 수규 베이 톨 규르지 아니 베버드즈 롭종치 도 체네 드는 넘버 산지비 최데 단다버 두스 체네 네요레스
So just joking. So, but it's really all very interesting. Yeah. So really the Buddha Shakya arrived in this world. He taught and shared his teachings and paid this particular prediction of glorious Nagajuda, yeah, who went on to study at Nalanda University, and also other scholars such as Chandrashita, Kabbalah Shila, and great Master Atisha, and so on. There are many great scholars that came from Nalanda University and traveled to Tibet, yeah. And in Tibet, they taught following that tradition. So then at the time, the Tibetan king or the Tibetan emperor, he supported those teachers, helped those teachers, and also helped to establish monasteries, statues, and so on. So, and among the Tibetan people, there are many monastics that and very young monastics, very smart and intelligent monastics that went to India and learned Sanskrit. Yeah? And learning Sanskrit, memorizing and learning the texts in Sanskrit, and they later came back to Tibet and translated into the Tibetan language. And so until now, they were able to study directly in the Tibetan language. So until now, all this process has remained. That's all.
들디자 단 돌드나 계란 속에 산지 좀 된디 꾼다든지 제바이나 아니 대바 제거 그랬어. 원에 짜첨부 제거 그랬어라. 아니 가shum마shum 이구마샤 짜첨부 제바이나 소소 찍고 많이 봐. 롱바 코란레 팽그레스. 롱바 코란레 팽그레스라. 롱바 디기 아니 시디기 짜발레 팽그레스. 디기레 팽그레스. 라 아니 nganzu miinza ani kelen kyam rom malen kyam rom nganzu kewa chima la rogo yores kewa chima di kewa yagbu ji lengo yores kewa yagbu lenya le pengres
So in brief, if we're able to meet with Buddha statues, yeah, then it's really important to consider Buddha statues with faith and regard them as something very precious. Don't just put them anywhere or here and there, yeah. Because these Buddha statues, they're not only beneficial for oneself, but they're really very beneficial for all of the country, yeah? Beneficial for bringing about happiness and peace, yeah? So regardless if we accept the existence of past and future lives, we all need to go to our another life, a next life, yeah? So we need to accumulate those positive causes in order to get a positive future life, in order to get a good rebirth. So this would be beneficial for that. Let's do that.
kewa chima ke malna nganzu kewa di sen di kibuji yongo rasra kibuji yongo ra ta kibu sed sorwa jire dasra kibu sed sorwa jires 대바 gom 야부리 sambi loji kibaina 초기 불레그레스 라 데렌도 안간주 미지기 바이나 미디 야부리 sam바이나 소수 기부 차거다 라 미들라 콘트로 세바이나 소수 마기바 차거다 디게시 야단 바레스
So if we do not accept the existence of a future life or a next life, then we are looking at this life, in this life's happiness. So, but the happiness is a feeling, right? Yeah. So whenever we generate a feeling that is regarding something as precious, or we have some reverence and faith for, then that is a good feeling, a happy feeling. So it's like when we think, oh, the other person is really great, really good, then we experience a feeling of happiness. And likewise, when we're angry and upset, then we experience a feeling of unhappiness. So really, it's very clear. It's like this. Basula.
I think it's okay. Thank you so much. Listen to me. Right. 아니 걔네들 지워되는 걸 지웠다 안 되겠어.
Basula. So I guess would like to leave his talk there, but if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask.
So Geshe, you're talking about Nagarjuna.
Yeah.
So from what I've heard, he had a most unusual end to his life, his death, right? Can you say something about this and what his motivation was at the time of his death?
Sure. Okay. So Geshe in compology kola sunsaka in compology kompa sok du sok labula in this mintawa kompa this kompa sok surun this mintawa yorwa mixer yorwa in mixer himpe cubes karire compology gulongi the kari res so Samson.
Je dadi sonsul chigla ya. Da tsawigi pena chanjuk semse ki tombani onsum to. Teni tu siya tokban tombule wandi nganzu su lu ragba jora nganzu mik tonde lu jora. Di shu jigi dewa megyodo ji chago res. Iku kari chagwa ina ya. Lu kari chagwa ina ya. Keba sheta yo ma res. Ani lu di jimba tang tu yores. Lu jimba tang tu yores. Lu di pena tumbu tub chini. Tumbu tub chini. Mila trebala. Gawa mato. Tiyo ma res. Kansana piki chanju sem da tomba ni gomni. Tomba ni ngonsum to wondi. Ani nganzu miki tongde lu di piki pakpa tsama to ngoni ki ya sanji sa roya ki ani yilu sa chubi yorwas. Chubi yores.
So one way of considering the mode of where the Nagarjuna passed away, one way of considering this is mainly from the perspective of the bodhicitta and realizing emptiness, and from the perspective of somebody gaining a high realization. Yeah. So in general, when we think of the coarse body or the physical body that we can visually see, yeah, based on the realization of bodhicitta and emptiness, yeah, then they become disconnected, you could say, yeah. So regardless of whatever's happening to the physical body, then it's not making any mental difference, yeah. So, for example, somebody is able to, even if they cut pieces of their body and gift those to another, then regardless, that person, due to their bodhicitta and realization of emptiness, that they only experience a sense of joy. So this is due to their realization of bodhicitta and emptiness, a direct realization of emptiness. So if our visual body or the coarse level of body has skin and so forth, but really in this case the mental body of a Buddha was established. That's all.
Tinzang gumbulu ki kutse tamatele ya. Ani migi gumbulu ki udi, godi, tero chisene. Ani hongba yansa, ud jeni mila jimba tangwa res. 딘디 치는다 고물로 고물 조여레스.
So at this particular instance, Nagarjuna was requested by Hatha to give his own head and give it to them. Somebody said, please give me your head. So, and this was the way that Nagarjuna passed away.
Yes. Yeah. Again, yes.
With Nagarjuna's passing, I heard he end of the life was with a blade of grass. And there was an understanding. Somehow, I don't really understand this part. Whether it's the karma of the people or whatever, that Nagarjuna, the only way his life could end because he wants to help someone was if his head is cut off with a piece of grass. Is this true? And if this is true, could you explain this?
So sagi sachik tukhe any kumpalojuki go shreya any did chode any shoy chung she yorwala shesma chera any kuki kodi data servo hakoki pindusa karesera kumpalojuki lere hena mi shepaki legi pagi any side dubiaki wagi di pato any kumsen karere ke suzuki kumpalojuki suzuki lere any mi shepagi lere any di tempa yira tempa yepet some sagitusa tempa yira any this the chung tang any deje kept down sa
The lay the race Chava Karina later was Chava Karina later was Piggy San Yama chicken those cheondi any Piggy che to ya di Gombuluduki any tangin zinking tourists tangin zinking tobkires. 땡긴 zingi topgi ani tsaji dus tukcheni ani pa nganzu kasa daji rwa o dis tsaji gi dus che tuya di 땡긴 zingi topgi res.
That's it. So kaba, yes, is due to kaba. All actions, all activities are kaba, yeah. So in this case, when Nagarjuna his head was cut off by a blade of grass, and this was actually due to the concentration of the samadhi of Nagarjuna.
Why? Why did Nagarjuna let this happen?
For sentient being.
How does that help sentient beings?
Sit.
그래서
네, 아니, 심신 탑재기 펜토 한테 추기해서.
디기다 오늘 다니기 아니 삼퉁이 또 퉁이 진바나 더 딜을 하가지 산지기 추된지 요서 말했어. 왜는 뒤집마다비기 니술지요라. 아니 뒤집마다비기 니 니룩 땡줘라. 산지기 추 나눠라야 뒤시 초도지 와디 마다wan 뒤시빈 뒤시딘 송요레스. 딘자 아니 키비 왕보다 삼김메케바 아니 공부를 따와 있는 양고 규드고요 지그고요 바디 아니 디 템바인자 아니 디기다 쇼지 변도성을 했으라 다 삼퉁인지 상기 편의 최소야 디긴 잠불이야 쇼지 편이라다 이내야 삼당 마시리 마도 삼당 신의 증은 신 상기 시제비 최 딜 하가지 편도지 요 말아왔어 디디 찍고 중요했어.
So this is really in order to demonstrate and show the impermanence or disintegration of all compounded phenomena. So to really demonstrate that everything is impermanent and disintegrating. So especially when it is done by great masters such as Nagarjuna and other great scholars, that even though they are of high experience, even they themselves disintegrate and are impermanent. So this is really in order to benefit others, even though in other cases they might not think about the impermanence or disintegration. So there's really no other better way to benefit the idea or the concept of impermanence by showing in this way for the sake of other sentient beings. That's right.
nganzu mit tamang chadi lula chagni lula chagbi wangi ra lu de la chagbi wangi lu de tsachin bu shu jin zenchi ani di chedo kanju lu di chedo to ko tam chamalo lubun di chedo roji chechene teni chagdam monsom ani di wan rojene ten dunga pagdo me nyungu yorasra nganzu do meba sogoya chigdi lun de la chagbi chagba deres lun de la chagbi wangi nganzu la dunga pagdo mewa Kiawani kiawa gyunchini kiaran pugu nye tsadasha. Kiawani kiawa gyunchini. Kiawani kiawa gyunchini ra.
One Konda.
Manzo dunga nyonya di chagbi wangi chungyo ras. Tiang lula chagbi wangi chungyo ras. Ta lula chagba meba ani shenla ya dus gombu ludu ki kuzu di tang di ta ngonne ki samu tang tungi jina ta shiuji pento kores. Chagbi nimbo. Kia.
So really, thinking about reducing the attachment to our body, yeah. So usually we are very attached to our body. We hold our body as being very precious, yeah. So usually we go about various activities in order to look after our body, protect our body, give it clothing, develop fame and name and so forth. But if it is motivated out of attachment or desire, then all of these activities are going to be resulting in suffering, yeah? So which is a source of our suffering, this attachment. So in order to reduce the attachment to our physical body, our body, and so forth, and great masters like Nagarjuna really demonstrate, even though they have these accomplishments, that this is really beneficial time to demonstrate to other sentient beings the remedy to attachment. Let's learn.
Thank you.
For all those whose minds wisdom eye is manned by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best and complete graded paths, teachings. May I please all the Buddhas by my practice. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings, with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold the Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion, in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace. May the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this greater path to enlightenment, completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their sons, may all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and create conducive conditions for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may always be assisted by the mighty ones. May the oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. Janchu Sencho Rinpoche, Mage Panam Keguchi, Kapanyamba Me Paya, Gone Gondu Pelwa Shor.